Hello, everybody. Matthew from therighttrader.com here, back again with another cryptocurrency live stream. Welcome, everybody. Hop into the chat here. We're going to get started and a lot to talk about. I haven't made a video in a while in terms of these, daily updates. And we have some very, very good news mostly here, okay? Bitcoin broke out. This is a breakout that we've been waiting for. We've been calling it for weeks here on the channel. And it's specifically the breakout, above 22,000 for Bitcoin. So I'm going to pull up a chart here, show you what we're talking about. And we're going to talk about, can we see the $28,000 Bitcoin price? Okay. This is something that a lot of us has been waiting for a while. And the main reason for that here, I'm starting the chart off fresh so it's cleaner for all of you. We actually never came back and tested our breakdown area, okay? So as you can see right over here where I drew this horizontal yellow line, and welcome everybody to the live stream. We're just getting started. You didn't miss anything. We'll talk about all the other cryptos, but I just want to dive right into Bitcoin real quick because we got the breakout that we've been waiting for, okay? And now this has opened up the path to potentially see 26, 27, 28, maybe even 30K Bitcoin price, okay? So I'm just drawing in our levels here. This was really the breakout level. Probably a little bit before that was really when we confirmed that we were going to go higher, right? So once we've got above 21,500. And at this point, things are looking quite bullish. So we've got all main indicators as far as the moving averages uptrending. Very, very bullish sign. In terms of, our support level, right? We have a lot of support at that $23,000 Bitcoin price. Could we go below that? It's possible. Right now, people are all a little bit panicked because, the price has pulled back a bit. The stock market was really bad today. The stock market dropped about almost 1.5%, I believe. So that caused a little bit of panic, right? But overall, I am still pretty bullish on crypto for the time being, right? Now, I'm not saying that we can't fall down lower again down the line, but a lot of people are making calls for 19, 18,000 right now. I just don't see that happening, right? Maybe we'll reach 20,000 because we have an open gap there, but even that is a little bit of a stretch. We could very well only go back down to 23,000 and then push higher again. Okay, that is not out of the cards whatsoever. In fact, actually right now we are uptrending. Okay, so we gotta follow the trend here. And remember that, yes, we could fall lower, but right now we are uptrending, right? The trend is strong. And seems very sustainable to me. So my intuition tells me that we're probably going to come back and test this level over here. So that could be as low as, about 22,800 or so. But really, just start moving higher in this little flag formation over here, okay? And once that happens, guess what? We're going to hit this $26,800 level. And I do believe we can get a breakout above that, okay? And after that, we won't need much to actually hit that $28,000 Bitcoin price tag. So right here is where that that resistance is. So as you can see, right after we breach the 26.8K, it's only a 5% move to that 28K level. Very, very doable. And from the current price here, even after having a little bit of a pullback, only about a 15% move, okay? Let's say we fall back down to support and move higher. Still a very, very reasonable 23% move. Very doable for Bitcoin. I would consider this almost guaranteed at this point. Okay, I've been calling for it forever. Somehow people still think that, we're just going to go crashing to $5,000 Bitcoin price today or tomorrow. That's just not going to happen. The chart is clear right now. Of course, granted, back in this area right here, right, things were much more messy. But now we know, okay, we bottomed out at 15K. And, since then, right, the uptrend has been strong and there's no sign of this uptrend breaking just yet. So I don't want anybody to make assumptions that we're going to lose the uptrend, right? Because that's when you can get burned, because all of a sudden you sell or you short and then guess what? You start pumping again. And that's when it gets really ugly if you're short. So like I said, trend is very strong. Expect this in the next probably 2 to 4 weeks. We should be at this level. And we might not stop there. Like I said, 28K seems almost guaranteed at this point. And it isn't possible that we move even a bit higher than that. Okay, we've talked about how if we have a lot of buying momentum at 28K, we could actually even see a move up to 30K, 31.5K. And then the peak high would probably be around this area right up here. Actually, I'll draw a rectangle so that it's easier to see on the chart here for all of you. But you know, sort of our peak level is probably going to be in this box right up here. And I'm drawing a pretty big box. That might be a little bit optimistic, but anywhere in this range is about as high as I would expect to go in 2023. Okay, I don't expect it to go higher than that, but if we can already get even close to there, right, I think we did pretty good for Bitcoin. Keep in mind, right, from the bottom, let's say we hit 28K, that's a 75% bounce. Let's say we go a bit higher, you know, maybe reach 35K, 114% bounce. This is doable for Bitcoin. It's been done before in bear markets for Bitcoin. Actually, every single bear market, Bitcoin has had a rally. And, you know, the proof is in the pudding, right? These are backed statistically. We've seen it happen time and time again. And another thing that I really like is how this 50-day moving average is hugging the uptrend line, right? That's a lot of strength in that uptrend, like I said. So don't underestimate this. Now, I want to thank everybody who joined the stream. We're at 12 live viewers. That's absolutely awesome. That's a lot of people. Welcome back to the stream, Blue. You're one of our regulars as always. Welcome to anybody who's new. We're going to dive into the coin market cap rankings. I always like to do this, right? Give us a good overview of the market. Make sure to hit that like button if you haven't already, and of course subscribe if you're new. And also, the chat section is open to comments, right? If you want to ask me to cover any coins in this video, look at any specific charts, right? We always cover Bitcoin, ETH, and XRP, so I'll do ETH and XRP next. But after that, just feel free to comment at any time, any questions, and I'll get to it. If you want to make sure I see your comment, or you just want to support the stream, consider dropping a super chat. Okay, super chats are needed for me to keep doing these streams on a daily basis for all of you. Now, let's get into the coin market cap. We are nicely above the $1 trillion market cap. That is a very positive sign. In fact, like I said, not only are we above that $1 trillion market cap, right, we are not really that close anymore to breaking back below it, okay? In fact, I have a lot of trouble seeing how we're going to go back below it. And in fact, that just reminded me something very interesting, right? There's a lot of new coins that sprouted up, right? Coins on Arbitrum, coins, you know, in different layer 2 platforms. Now, take a look at this. Okay, I'm going to go through some of the top 100 here. There is a whole bunch of new coins in the market, right? And that's partially a good thing, partially a bad thing. It happens in this type of period where, you know, when there's a kind of a change in the market. We just exited the strong bear market. We're now somewhere in between a bear market and a bull market. Probably a little bit more towards the bearish side still, though, unfortunately. But I like seeing new, fresh things in the space, okay? And I'll just show you. The last time I remember seeing this was actually a few years back, okay? Maybe 2 years ago, where you see a lot of new coins sprouting up at once. So, and these are coins that are making it to the top 100, okay? We got things like, of course, you know, Lido has been around for a while, but this one is really climbing up the rankings. Aptos. We've got, let's see here, trying to find some of the new ones. EGLD, this one has been around, I believe, also. But let's see here. It's hard to remember which ones are, you know, Immutable X. This one came back in the top 100. It didn't used to be in the top 100. It had fallen out, but now it's back. We've got GMX, right? This is a huge one. Very, very fresh, hot new coin. You know, it had kind of started popping in the back of the previous bull market. And I mean, this thing has been in a bulletproof uptrend since. Literally, like, has not lost its uptrend pretty much, except this little you know, drop here in the middle. But other than that, right, we kept back up with the uptrend. Bulletproof performance, 550% in the last 8 months, okay? This coin has a strong fan base behind it. It's a pretty cool project. I'd keep an eye on it. But I just wanted to go through and show, you know, you think we have things like Optimism, Render now in the top 100, pretty impressive. So that's something that's always good to look at and pay attention to, okay? We have all those AI coins, right? Ajax. So a lot of coins that are, you know, coming into the higher rankings, right? And that's something I like to see. We have Blur. This one has been a big one this week. It is sort of a competitor to OpenSea. I don't know how much it's truly going to compete with OpenSea, but it has garnered a lot of interest. So just interesting to see a lot of new coins like that. Now let's go ahead and see the top performers first in the last 7 days here. So we'll talk about a new coin here. I believe this one had to do with the China pump. There's a lot of coins right now that are getting quite a lot of attention if they're related to China, okay? And that's because, you know, Hong Kong said that they were going to approve crypto trading, etc. So people are very optimistic about that. That's why any type of Asian coin really has done very good. Okay, we got Neo. This is obviously one of the best placed ones for, you know, that. Actually, this is probably the single best coin for the China pump. I don't know if any of you have heard of this on Twitter or whatnot, but yeah, basically as Hong Kong announced that they were going to start approving crypto trading, it's really sparked, you know, that's a huge market, right? We're talking billions of people, and of course, right, they're going to go more towards the Asian marketed cryptos, Asian based cryptos, and Neo is absolutely one of them. Okay, I should actually probably make a separate video on Neo describing this, right? This is really the Ethereum of, you know, I believe they are China based, if I remember correctly. I may be mistaken on that, but yeah, I mean, it's a coin that's been around for a while. Asian based cryptocurrency, just under $1 billion market cap. What's really cool with this one is, you know, it's a coin that after the first two bull runs, you know, people kind of forgot this coin. It's not that it was a bad coin or anything like that. In fact, from its all-time low, right, this coin has performed. It really has 17,000% in 6 years. You can see where the bottom one, right? This is a coin that's been around since 2016. I believe it used to be called Ant Shares. But what's really cool with this coin is the fact that it's such at a good price level right now. Okay, we are at, you know, $13 after the pump, so that was a pretty strong pump, right? 59% in 7 days. But keep in mind how high this coin has reached in the past. Okay, we're talking over $100. Peak all-time high was actually $200. So it's, you know, that's a 20x. And on top of that, right, this is a proof of stake coin, if I'm not mistaken. And if this whole, you know, China thesis of these China coins going flying, you know, I think it could go above $200. I think it could probably reach $400, maybe $500, right? $400 would seem like a very reasonable price target to me, and that's a full 40x from basically the current price point. You know, even actually myself, I would consider getting Neo on a dip here. And this is why hopefully you're subscribed and watch this channel, right? You're getting the best crypto content on YouTube. No one talks about it like me. I've been around since forever in the crypto space, and I like to cover the nitty-gritty details that none of you get anywhere else, okay? And let's see here if I can find a more longer-term chart on Neo. But, I mean, you can see, you know, what's bubbling here, right? Look at what happened back here. And mind you, right, in this area over here, there was not any real good, you know, catalyst for Neo, right? They actually were working on some good Web3 stuff, but nothing like what could happen now with this this Chinese pump going on. Okay, this is something that could definitely take Neo to new all-time highs, and that means over this $200 price point. Huge, huge, huge. Good thing I checked the last 7-day performance here. Stacks doing good. There's a lot of talks about, you know, these NFTs moving over to Bitcoin. Stacks is a way to do that. It's up 108% here in the last 7 days. Clayton, also an Asian-based crypto. This is actually Korean. Filecoin, very cool coin. I have a price prediction coming out on this one. I'll try to get that out today. Avalanche, Polkadot, all doing very well here. So a lot of these layer 2 coins doing very, very well. A lot of NFT coins also doing quite well here. GMX, KuCoin. I'd watch KuCoin. This one could do very well as well. So very interesting. Let's check the last 7-8 of the worst performers here. We got Hedera, Aptos, Terra Luna Classic, Maker. Nothing really much to report there. We got a lot of selling out of the stable coins, right? Of course, when you get a pump, people go into Bitcoin, ETH, they exit stable coins. Blue, I just saw Blue's comment here. Not gonna lie, I bought some Neo at $100. I can't say I bought Neo at $100. Probably at some point I had bought Neo maybe at, I can't even remember, to be honest, right? It was probably around $30, but I had not held it down into the drop. So, but, you know, at these lower price levels, I think the risk reward is very good on this. So maybe, just maybe, Blue, you might be in luck and you might be able to exit your Neo position at a profit if you stay patient. Not financial advice, of course. But like I said, that's actually, you know, if there's more of that thesis of the Chinese cryptos coming out, I think Neo is going to be a top performer there. And Blue is saying still hodling. AV Maritime Bible Believer saying, can you briefly talk about Bitcoin Cash? Bitcoin Cash is definitely one of the most controversial cryptos in the crypto space. That doesn't mean that I'm not going to talk about it though. Now, let me see here. I had actually bought some BCH in the last bull run. I was quite bullish on this coin. I don't know. Please let me know, AV, if there's any news regarding Bitcoin Cash, because one of the things that I don't like about it is, Roger Ver tends to disappear for quite a long time without giving any updates. So I personally I don't like that too much. Now, regardless, talking about the price performance here, it has recovered from its peak bottom in the bear market, about 40%, but you need to keep in mind, this is a very, very ugly chart here. I mean, I'll go over to the more detailed chart. We're talking about a coin that has failed, okay, utterly failed to, first off, break its previous all-time high, right? That's the one up here. And really, since then, right, we've been downtrending nonstop. In fact, you'll notice here, I lined up the downtrend line. We did not break out of this downtrend yet. I'm not saying we're necessarily going to fall lower, below $100 or so, but it is possible, okay? There's no reason why that couldn't happen. Realistically, this is probably the peak bottom, but it's still a coin that has a lot of very, very high risk, and I don't know how much reward it truly has, right? And at some point, I was actually bullish on this coin, but I just want to show you the amount of... I'd actually drawn out all these levels back in the past. Look at all this resistance here, okay? I'm not even going to go through and count these, right? This is a whole bunch of tight resistance levels that we have to get through before we can start reaching the higher levels where we have more space to move up quickly. Now, of course, right, if this coin does actually make a full recovery, let's say we break past this all-time high here, we start moving higher, we're looking at multi-thousand% gains. But still, there may be very well easier opportunities out there to catch those type of moves, especially with all those AI coins, stuff like that. So let me go ahead and check out ETH now. I like the way Ethereum has been trading, actually. And finally, let's go ahead and do us all a favor there. Wipe the chart clean. Let's start from scratch. Thank you so much, everyone, for your support. Make sure to hit that like button if you haven't already. We're at 3 likes, 10 viewers. I want to see us get above 7 likes at least. And also, please consider dropping a super chat if you want to help support the channel, you want to help my hard work, help support the daily content creation, and make sure you keep getting the best crypto insights on YouTube. The way to do it is a super chat. You can feel free to ask a question if you want to make sure I see a question that you have. Super chats are the way to go. And I always give everybody a shout out who supports the channel, like people like Blue who have been regular supporters. So right now with ETH, right, it's becoming more clear what's going on. We have a lot of resistance, basically right here around, right around 1700, right? You could bring this a little bit higher. That would not be wrong. And it's causing us to be unable to break above that $1,700. In fact, here we really tested it a lot of times, and yet we didn't break above it. Now, some of you might be wondering, oh, is that a really bad sign? Is all hope lost? Are we just going to come falling down and crash down below $1,000? Probably not. Probably not. Now, there is more panic that's coming into the crypto market right now. That is, a fact. I've seen it in the social space, but, some of it is panic, and then what are the whales going to do, right? Are the whales going to panic sell or not? Probably not. Okay, if they know that there's a good chance that we get some more pump, they're probably going to hold till at least that pump is over. So my perspective here is, we could even fall as low as this $1,300 level, keeping a cleaner chart here. Of course, there's more support levels before we would hit that, like that 1350 level or so. But even if we were to fall all the way back down here and get a bounce and just keep moving in this range, moving higher in this flag formation, that's not a problem. That's not a problem at all. And it will still lead to a breakout above 1700. And really, right, that probably would push us to 2000. So it depends also what Bitcoin does, right? Because if Bitcoin, falls back to 20,000, then it's starting to be sluggish. Ethereum is going to see similar moves. If, however, Bitcoin gets that move nicely above 26K, that means we're likely going to see that $2,000 Bitcoin, ETH price target being hit. Let's move over to XRP. I was actually eyeing this one and trading it this week. So let's go ahead and take a look at what's been going on. Now, once again, forgive the messy chart here. I want to keep these levels because I drawn out some pretty good levels on this one. I will, however, just clean up some of these drawings right here. Now, as far as XRP is concerned, right, we are still in this range. I'll draw out the rectangle to make this even more clear. I've talked about it before, right? XRP stays range bound forever. Forever and ever and ever and ever until we're truly in a bull market. I'd probably expect XRP to stay range bound, right? And this is actually a pretty big range for XRP, really between 31 cents and 41 cents. It's not a bad thing, okay? This is how XRP moves. I mean, you can see pretty much for the entirety of the last few months, we've been in this range, right? Except this little area over here, we've been in this range. So that is likely to continue. Now, earlier this week, we were actually moving a bit higher towards 40 cents or so. I thought maybe we could get the breakout, but then the crypto market fell again, and that basically canceled the breakout for the time being. So I'm not expecting XRP to really fall, you know, below 30 cents or anything, but I think it could stay range bound for quite some time here. Costume saying, what are your BTC and ETH peak targets for 2025 bull run, if there is a 2025 bull run? So the next bull run, right, whenever it might be, I am expecting about 150 to 200k BTC. And for ETH, you know, ETH is harder to say in a way because it depends what the competition is looking like. But, you know, quite easily 15, 20, maybe even $25,000 for ETH. So really could do very well there. Now, and keep in mind, right, if I'm saying, you know, 150,000 Bitcoin, ETH is probably going to outperform Bitcoin a bit, right? That's not always guaranteed, but most likely, as long as everything is running smoothly with ETH, everything is healthy with ETH, that'll probably be the case, right? I still think that holding both cryptos is the way to go. That's just my personal opinion, not financial advice. Now, let's see here. Waiting for any other of your comments. Thank you to everybody who've already commented. Really do appreciate it. And oh, there was Shahir saying, hey bro, what are your thoughts on BTC at the moment? Hopefully I just explained that with everything that I was saying. I'll go ahead and cover Litecoin. I'm sure a lot of you want me to check that out. Litecoin's still holding up very nicely. Now, of course, we have topped out at $100. That was a pretty likely foreseeable area to see some more serious resistance. Still not too much of a problem, right? We could fall back down to this level here around $86. Bounce off the uptrend line. It depends how much strength the crypto market has, right? If crypto slows down, meaning that Bitcoin starts going maybe range bound between 20,000, 22,000, ETH is trading at some of the lower levels, right, more towards 1,400, then yes, we could lose the uptrend line and start trading more range bound in this range. Even if that were to happen, I still think Litecoin, we need to give credit where credit's due. It's been an outperformer through and through here, okay? We have AV asking about comp, so let's check it out. Have not talked about this coin in a very long time. So this is back towards its start prices, launch prices. Let me see if I'm not mistaken on that. It's a Coinbase backed crypto. This is actually, technically speaking, what looks like new all-time lows pretty much. For this coin, technically we dropped a bit lower a few months back, but you know, it's really at the rock bottom lows here. With everything that is happening with the SEC, DeFi, actually I had to pull this up, you know, talk about it. Well, guess what, right? Comp is a prime suspect to get absolutely destroyed from SEC action. Okay, not necessarily directly against comp, but just anything that has to do with DeFi lending, etc. I think, and I think this is a coin that's based in the US. So this is I don't think there's any bullish thesis behind this coin right now. You know, the only thing would be it's very low compared to where it's historically was, right? That is fair. But there's so much competition in the DeFi space. You've got Aave, GMX, new ones to come. I think that comp is not really a leader in that area whatsoever anymore. Now, let me go ahead and check out, let's see here. What did I want to pull up? Oh, yeah, more news pieces now that we've covered BTC, ETH, and XRP. We have Devin asking about GMT and Crow. I will definitely get to that. Give me 1 second here. We're going to cover some news pieces, and then I'll get to it. This is important for most of the crypto market here. Coinbase, right? One of the best gauges to see how the crypto market, how healthy the crypto market is, announced their Q4 revenue and earnings. They did beat expectations, but, and I think this is quite bearish here, transaction volume falls 12% from Q3. Now, what I don't like about this is, for the company itself, the fact that they beat on revenue and earnings, that's good. But for crypto, right, and people know this is how they judge Coinbase, the trading volume is the most important factor, okay? When there's low volume, it means less fees for Coinbase. It also means that people are trading less, etc. That goes without saying. Their revenue is nothing compared to in the past, by the way. So pretty ugly earnings, actually. And I haven't been the most bullish on Coinbase stock. I think we are going to get a very big bounce on it eventually, but I think we might head a bit lower before that. So this is just important to mention because that drop in trading volume, right? And keep in mind, this is for Q4 2022. But nonetheless, never good to see more downside in trading volume, okay? So we want to see that trading volume come up as high as possible to get back in a bull market. BNB to Bitcoin ratio drops to lowest level in 6 months on Paxos BUSD drama. I've talked about this. I made a YouTube short actually on this. BUSD, right? The stable coin on Binance. Still love Binance. Still use Binance every day. But it's coming under scrutiny. It's really being attacked, I'd say. And, I had said that the BNB coin, which is actually a coin that I really liked. And, I still do like it. But right now is not the time to be buying this thing. That's my own personal opinion. We actually rejected breaking out of the downtrend. We got a really good attempt at trying to break out of that, but it didn't happen. And this is one that could just go right back down to the lows here, break the lows, go even, it's never ending, right? Our true support here after we lose this next 1 or 2 support levels is basically below $100, could even be down to $50, okay? Call this my second FTX prediction. Now, I think the situation with Binance is very different from FTX, right? I think this is a targeted campaign against Binance. Some people might disagree with that. That's my perspective. But this is the type of coin that could basically blow up for the better part of 2 years or so. Especially the way the crypto market is looking. Keep in mind, all this SEC stuff goes hand in hand with it, okay? But one thing that I also wanted to show you was the BNB to BTC ratio. So for those who don't know, maybe you're newer to crypto, like I said, subscribe to this channel. You'll learn everything you need to know. It's always good to look at, the altcoins versus Bitcoin, okay? So you can look to Binance coin in USD, right? Just an example of that. Type in the price of any coin pretty much, $311, right? That is basically how much value it is in USD. Now, something that'll give you a bit more insight on the true strength of this coin is Binance coin to Bitcoin, okay? We can see it actually doesn't look that bad to me. The USD chart actually probably looks worse. But if we look here, right, we're right on support. In fact, if I take a more strict trend line, we arguably could have even considered that we lost that support. So we are basically about to see a complete collapse of BNB to BTC price. And that could drop a lot more. A lot more. So that is something to keep an eye on. Let's also go ahead and compare ETH to BTC right now. I actually like this. Okay, so just very much range bound. That means they're performing very similarly, by the way. Okay. Sometimes Bitcoin outperforms ETH a bit. Sometimes ETH outperforms Bitcoin a bit. But right now they're really holding up neck and neck with each other, which is actually a good sign, right? If you hold either BTC or ETH, this is what you want to be seeing. Frank W asking, saying, yeah, I think Cathie Wood is slightly insane for going so hard into Coinbase. She's been doing some very questionable investment moves. Just buying the dip on, I'd say actually catching a falling knife on most assets is what she seems to be doing. Just a suggestion, just like some other crypto YouTube experts are creating and sharing crypto portfolio for next bull. It would be interesting if you come up with your version of portfolio, if possible. For sure, I have kind of already done that, showing you the best coins. I made a I can't remember the exact name. If you type in best cryptos, you'll probably find it on my channel, but I made one for 2023. So make sure to check that out. And let's see here. I want to get to Devin's comment. He was asking about GMT, and let's see. So first off, GMT. A lot of people ask me about this coin. Let's see what it's been doing. Has it kept up with the Bitcoin and ETH pump? Not really, not really. And this is what always worries me about these smaller altcoins, right? You know, you really have to consider, is it worth getting into these smaller altcoins? Okay. Fact of the matter is, they usually don't perform Bitcoin above Bitcoin and ETH. They might, in the short term, outperform Bitcoin and ETH, right? But that is very short-lived, and sometimes these things just fall into the abyss forevermore. Anybody who's been watching these streams knows how I go about that. I don't like the fact that this thing just crumbled so weakly after, you know, basically breaking out, right? I would have expected a stronger move, completely crumbled. And let's see if I can find a GMT to BTC chart to show what I'm talking about. There it is. What was I saying? Okay. It's completely failing against Bitcoin on every metric. On every single metric, this coin is failing against Bitcoin. So you can make your own opinion. I don't like it. Crow. Now, Crow is an interesting coin, but I'd say this is a coin that will really mostly benefit in a strong bull market. It's going to be weaker in this type of period. With that being said, it's at some nicer levels here at the bottom. Could it fall a bit more? Yes, it could. But, you know, if you feel like dip buying this coin, if that's what you want to do, not necessarily the worst idea. I can't say that it's the best idea either, though, not financial advice. So please be careful. Like I said, right, it's a personal decision when you're buying these altcoins. Are they going to perform Bitcoin and ETH? That's the first question to ask, okay? Now, maybe the answer will be yes. Does that mean you go buy your altcoin? No, not necessarily. Okay, I'd say you'd need to ask a second question, which is, will this specific altcoin, right, outperform some of the strongest altcoins out there? Okay, now what do I mean by that? Well, very simply, if we go, you know, choose, for example, GMT versus Polygon, right? Which one is stronger? Which one is stronger long term? Probably Polygon. Okay. How about versus Dogecoin? Probably Dogecoin wins again. And I'm sorry to be bashing on GMT here, but this is just an example, right? Call it a case study. For example, we have very strong altcoins such as GMX, right, which we just talked about. I mean, the thing has been up 560% in 8 months. So we have GMT here that is completely failing. You know, Crow is doing fine right now, I guess you could say, but GMT has been pumping really throughout this whole thing. So you would have been better off holding really some of the best altcoins out there, right? If you're going to be going into altcoins, what I'm saying is pick the best of the best. That's basically what I'm saying. There is no point in going to altcoins that are underperforming, okay? All you have to do is take a look at the chart, take a look compared to what it's doing to Bitcoin and ETH, and you're going to get your answer. You know, I mean, just look at GMX versus Bitcoin, right? Now, it's not easy to beat Bitcoin, but guess what? GMX has been uptrending, okay? The overall trend is that it outperforms Bitcoin. And Devin is saying, thank you, no problem. Hopefully that wasn't too harsh, but I want to give you guys the truth, right? This is not something you're hearing on other crypto channels. They're just throwing a bunch of junk on your face, and that's not what we do here on The Right Trader, okay? This is the best crypto channel on YouTube. Been around time and time again. Did some of the most accurate calls in the entire crypto space, and this is why, if you haven't subscribed already, make sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. We're only at 5 likes. I said I want at least 7 likes. And also consider dropping a super chat if you want to help support the channel. You want to make sure that you keep getting these videos on a daily basis. Now, we talked about the news. We talked about, I was just going to mention one more thing about the Coinbase news. Coinbase, let's see here. Let me go ahead and refresh this. So, we got the earnings, right? We actually dropped today after having a very strong month for Coinbase. But I don't think this little pump here after hours is going to last, right? I think this is just going to go right back down to falling. I'm expecting this to probably revisit below $50. Let's see here. AV asking about auto 8,000 coins. I have no idea what that is. Let's see here. Any other coins you want me to take a look at? Any other questions? Just let me know down in the comment section below. I would really appreciate a super chat since I haven't done one of the live streams in a while. We can't always let the same people give the super chats like Blue. But thank you to anybody who's been supporting. And like I said, right, if you want to make sure you keep getting crypto content from me, you keep getting these great videos, you need to support in some type of way, right? If you can't drop a super chat, at least a like, subscribe. But of course, the best way to do it is a super chat. And, you know, any questions, I'll answer them down in the comment section below. So I really don't want to go see this auto 8,000 coin. It sounds like a bit of a joke to me, but let's see here. Is it the auto farm coin? I think probably not. I am not in the mood to go look at a chart of another terrible altcoin. Let's see here. I cannot find this coin. I shouldn't even be bothered trying to find it. I am almost 100% confident that that coin will never outperform Bitcoin. Let's go back to the Bitcoin chart, though. I'll wait for some more of your comments. Ooh, that was a messy chart there. There we go. This is also kind of a messy chart. So it looks like AV is talking about auto. Auto, I can accept, right? That's not a... It's a coin that is, what's it called? It's one of those farming coins. What is it? Auto compounding coins. It's fine, you know, it's back towards rock bottom prices, but keep in mind that, you know, first off, it could fall lower, right? It never actually tested its launch price of $84. And second, well, I will say its TVL to market cap ratio is good. These coins never really pick up steam, right? It's very, very specific type of audience that's into these coins. And on top of that, these things need a bull market to perform well. They cannot perform in this type of bear market. Impossible. Any other questions? Just let me know down in the comment below. Awesome. We got a super chat from Frank W. I didn't think anybody would drop a super chat in this stream. Thank you so much, Frank. It's awesome to see you supporting on this live stream, on the 24/7 Bitcoin live stream, which is still up and running right now. And I believe this is not the first time you've dropped the super chat. So greatly, greatly appreciated. It's people like you and Blue who make this channel possible, who keep it alive. So you don't know how grateful I am. I really do appreciate it. And, you know, if you want to ask me a question as well, always just drop a comment and I will get to it. You did make me laugh, though, with that Kathy Wood comment earlier. You definitely put a smile on my face there. So thank you so much for that super chat, Frank. And we have 13 live viewers. Now is the time. Any coins you want me to take a look at? We can go to the shorter time frames on I'll give you guys a little bit of a bonus here. Go to the short. You know what? I'm just going to do us all a favor and clean this chart here. It's just looking too ridiculous for me even. Just going to clean up this chart. Okay, so I wanted to go maybe to the 4-hour time frame. Actually, let's go even a little bit lower here. Talk about what's going to really happen short term on Bitcoin. We have some nice support levels put in, right? Which is good. We have several support levels. Now, keep in mind, I think a revisit down to this area right here, right in this area over here, this is a very likely area to come back down and just kind of consolidate for a while, right? Keep in mind, you know, we could draw another one of these. It's very possible that we would consolidate back in a lower range, okay? So maybe more towards something like this. And we just got another super chat from Devin Lubin. Thank you so much for that super chat. You guys really made the stream, Devin and Frank. And it seems like it says you guys were both first-time super chatters. So thank you so much for supporting the live stream, supporting the channel. And I can't say thank you enough. Thank you so much, Devin, for the super chat. I mean, I don't know what to say. I really do appreciate the support, guys. I'm going to keep giving you great content. Like I said, I guess I answered Devin's question about GMT and Crow, but if you have any other questions, Devin, just let me know down in the comment section below. Thank you so much for the super chat. So big thank you to two of the super chatters today here, Devin and Frank. Awesome work, guys. Thank you so much for the support, keeping this channel alive. I'll make sure to continue giving you guys the best crypto content on YouTube for your support. So I just drew out on the shorter time frames here two likely support levels, okay? Because right now we're seeing people get fearful again. We tried many times, wow. Blue hopped in here and joined the bandwagon. This is nothing new for Blue though. He's been around dropping super chats for pretty much since I started these live streams. But you guys really did put a huge smile on my face here today. Thank you so much, guys. Blue also dropping $5 to support the stream. And he said, might as well join the super chat gang. That he sure did do. We got I think this is the first time I got 3 super chatters in one live stream. So that's pretty awesome, guys. This is history on the channel. I'm going to do a bunch of new stuff on the stream. Maybe integrate music. Let me know down in the comment section below if you do want some background music on these streams or not. It depends, right? Some people like it, some people don't. Just let me know in the comment section down below. I'm also going to get a whole new interface going. We're really going to make these into the most professional crypto live streams on YouTube. So stay tuned for that. Subscribe if you haven't already. And huge thank you to Frank, Devin, and Blue for all dropping super chats today. Literally, they're the people who keep this channel alive. So what I was saying here for Bitcoin, right? We have 3, arguably even 4, very, very, strong attempts at a breakout. But unfortunately, right, every single one of these failed, and it caused for very, very big wicks, okay? That means that right now, we are not ready to move above 25,000, okay? Now, this is Bitcoin. We never know what it could do. Maybe it'll only come down a little bit lower and then just blast higher, right? That happens. I mean, Bitcoin moves in that type of way. But most likely, right, if we're just assuming what is the most likely thing, probably come back into one of these ranges, right? Keep in mind, we got this whole nice breakout over here. We never came back and tested this. Okay, this has been one of my target areas here for the last week. So, in terms of how much of a drop that is let's see here. That's going to be about a 5 to 6% drop. Okay. And like I said, on the Bitcoin futures chart, we do have a sign of potentially going down to 20,000. That is where the gap is right over here. You can see it's a very, very large open gap. And the bottom of that gap is right at pretty much $20,000 flat. So that could be something that we see yet, but I'm careful on calling for that $20,000 area for the time being, because I think a lot of people may be tricking themselves into thinking we're going to go back all the way down to 20,000. I think what's more likely here is that we go down, yes, to a smaller level, right? Call it 23, 22,000. But that actually, what really ends up happening is we strengthen this level just to get the blast off to none other than this this upper area up here. Okay, and actually I'll draw that. That'll be a resistance zone, but this area right here, guys. So you see here that right now we're in the mid-range between these two areas. Come back down, consolidate a bit, then get that blast off. This is without a doubt the best technical analysis on YouTube. Devin asking, I'd also like your opinion on Sol. I used StepN and was airdropped a good amount of GMT recently, so I wasn't sure if I should just hold or not. That is very hard to say, okay? Getting it in an airdrop is a lot different of a circumstance than, if you bought it. I'd say you can afford to hold it probably longer. You can afford more downside if you got an airdrop, right? You didn't pay for it. But thank you for letting us know about that. That's an interesting different, right? With that being said, it I haven't done that much research on the fundamentals of the project. You know, most likely eventually it'll come back up a little bit higher again in the next bull market, but the question is how high, right? Will it go to $1.50 and then come back down? Will it go to $2? It's very hard to tell for a coin like this, right? Could it fall a bit lower again? I think it could. I think it could go down back to 35 cents. Could it go lower than that? Maybe, but you know, it still has room to fall lower in this range. And even if we do get a breakout, right, are we really gonna break above the previous all-time high? Now, I can't answer that question for certain, but with this type of smaller altcoin that kind of had its time to shine, I'm just not 100% confident that it will necessarily actually manage to get the same amount of hype that it did in the previous bull run. I may be mistaken on that, so truly this is not financial advice, but hopefully that helped kind of clear things up, right? Like I said, getting in an airdrop is a different circumstance. And then he's asking about Solana. So no problem for that. I will check out Solana. Actually, I saw that it was not doing too bad, which even surprised me here. Now, because I was kind of calling for a move back down to some lower levels on that. But let's dive into the chart and see really what is going on with Solana. So if we look here, a lot of support there at that $15, a little bit higher, $15, $16, $17, a lot of support there. And then kind of our rock bottom support area is going to be that $15 area. So, you know, actually, as this chart is moving forward, we did put in some nice, healthy support levels. Keep in mind, though, this move higher was so quick that we left some gaps here that we never came back and tested. I never liked this in crypto. In fact, we arguably even left 3 of these, each one lower than the last. And, you know, let's just say we even fall down to that middle one, right? We're talking about a 42% drop. Now, Solana is probably the most controversial coin right now because some people love it still and some people absolutely hate it. I'm going to say I'm somewhere in between. I think that there's serious concerns with Solana after everything that happened. You know, its network has been down I don't know how many times. But with that being said, I see the perspective on how this coin could pump down the line. Okay, it's still a fairly new coin, right? This is a coin that came out in April of 2020. So, you know, just because right now it's not doing the best doesn't mean that this is over for Solana. Okay, this isn't FTX exchange either. But you know, looking at the chart, right, the way I look at it is right now at this current point in time, there's just more risk than reward in the short term. Okay, now keep in mind I'm specifying in the short term because longer term, right, there's huge reward. So, you know, my perspective on this is if you want to accumulate Solana, why not wait for a drop? Why not wait for $15? Maybe if $15, maybe you can even get lower towards $10, right? You could maybe even get it below that. So I don't see a reason to rush in this coin, right? I'd probably not even start dollar cost averaging until this thing is back down to $15 because right now, like I said, we are not maybe in a full-blown bear market as we were, but we're not in a bull market yet. So is this thing really going to go flying up to, you know, anything over $50? Probably not. Probably not. So you have time for a coin like Solana if you choose that, you know, accumulating it in the bear market is a good idea. Frank W saying, wasn't there a 90% dev exit on Solana? Maybe that was just FUD. I do believe that was correct. I don't know for certain if they actually, you know, sold those tokens. I didn't keep up with that news. I remember that there was a, what's it called? Token sale, token unlock. Pretty big token unlock. I believe that was back towards over here, but you know, right now I'd say focus on the chart. Focus on the chart. Fundamentally, it's easy to take very mixed opinions with something like Solana because, like I said, right, there's mixed perspectives. You can see the strong points of it. You can see the weak points of it. Look at the chart. The chart is going to be the best guide here for Solana. There we go. Hopefully that answered your question, Devin. Just going to take a water break here. Been talking a lot during this live stream. I think I gave you guys a really strong rundown here of what to expect in not only the next week, but really the next few weeks, right? Basically, stay patient, stay a little bit more cautious, and we have time here, okay? This is the main thing to get out of this, is we have time. Even with Bitcoin, right? Like I said, now always be careful with Bitcoin because it can pump at any moment, but you know, most likely we're going to come back down, consolidate a little bit, right? So don't feel rushed, especially with altcoins. Don't feel rushed to get back into them. And on top of that, focus on the strongest altcoins out there. Now, Solana, like I said, right? I guess people can make their own opinion. Some people will see the strong points of it. Some people will see the weak points of it, but focus on the outperformers, okay? Polygon has been time and time an outperformer. GMX outperformer. So focus on the coins that have been over and over again shown that they can outperform, and preferably even have been outperforming, okay? I like this heat map here. Let's see. Bitcoin, ETH. Last month, right, they're becoming more and more flat, especially ETH here, very, very flat. Even flatter than BNB. I can't say that's a good thing, but most likely things will recover. Bitcoin still holding up quite strongly here. But we got some nice altcoins, right, that have held up. Matic, AVAX even now above $20. So I'm gonna wrap up this stream. Just want to say a massive thank you to Frank, Devin, and Blue, the super chat gang there. All dropping super chats, same amount, $5 for supporting the stream. Really do appreciate it. Greatly, greatly, greatly appreciated. Helping keep these streams alive. Allowing me to do this hard work for all of you. Good night, Blue, over in the UK. Thanks again for the support on the streams. I can't even count how many times you've supported the streams. And thank you to Frank and Devin, who have just become part of the super chat gang here. Okay, guys, have a good night. Have a good day wherever you are. We're going to wrap up the stream. Maybe another video out for you today. Keep an eye out. And I'll see you all very soon. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a great day. See you soon.